Good evening. Good evening. I'm going to give it a few seconds to see if anybody drops onto this live this evening. And if you are watching live, I would love you to say so. Tell me where you're watching from. Say hey. Hashtag live. If you're watching on replay, hashtag replay. Let me know that you're watching it on replay and where you're watching from. Give me some data. And tonight I'm going to be talking to you about identity. And I think I started the day with a bit of an identity crisis in that I put in my stories that I'd be live at 7:30 and it's 7. And I also put that I'd be talking about discipline, and I was talking about discipline in my group and not on here. So very confused, but I'm going to excuse myself because I'm just back from a week's holiday where I was working like a soldier in the new house. And then you've got to get your head back into information and writing and doing all that sort of stuff. So I've gone from physical work back to brain work, and the brain's got a bit of a lag about it, I think. So I'm waiting for the brain to catch up. It seems to be getting there over the last couple of days. So how are you all? How have you been while I've been on holiday? It rained all week in Del Beatty. It was really, really wet and flooded. All roads were closed. So yeah, I picked a great week to be on holiday. Anyway, I'm delighted to be back. I'm back here on a Tuesday night talking to you tonight about identity and why it's really important in business. So that's what I'm going to be talking about. For those of you that don't know me, I am Mandy Nicholson, as it says here, and I am the Creative Genius Consultant. I'm an artist, I'm an author, and I help creative women to launch, to grow, and to scale their businesses and to make more money. And I show up on a regular basis to try and help you think about your business and where it's positioned and where you're positioned in your business. And that's where identity comes in. I have contradicting views myself on identity because I like to believe very, very strongly of myself that I just am, and I don't need an identity, and I don't need to be categorized. And I think we're very bad at that in society, where we judge others and we put them in boxes and we say they are this or that or the other. And I don't like that. However, in business and in the online space, you do need to have and own your identity so that others can see you and understand how you can help them, what it is you do, what it is you sell, and why you should be the person that they go to. And Carl Jung, who was a very well-respected, famous psychologist, identified that there were 12 personality types that most of us fall into, with dominant personality types of about 2 or 3. And we all demonstrate all 12 of those personality types in our identity. And when you actually play to your strengths, the strength personality types and traits that you have, it makes a huge difference to how you show up, to how people understand you, to how you portray yourself, and to how others will migrate towards you. So I've done a lot of this during my decades in leadership and management, where I've done, personality questionnaires, I've done Belbin, I've done them all, to try and understand what it is that makes me, me. And like I said, I'm quite contradictory on that because I don't like to be put in a box. I like to just do my thing. However, in order for other people to understand me, it's important that I understand me. And this is important for all of you. So there is a link to my quiz at the top of my personal page. You can go and click that link and you can do your personality type quiz to find out a little bit more about where your strengths are and what your dominant personality types are. Why is it important? So my dominant personality types are, I always come out as the leader. I always come out as the ideas person, the creative in the group, and I always come out as the communicator, negotiator, no matter which personality test I do. So for me, it's a natural state to be leading. It's a natural state to be communicating. It's a natural state for me to be creative, coming up with ideas, making suggestions. So when I play to those strengths, my business is strong. It's stronger because I play to those strengths. So understanding yourself and where your strengths lie makes for a stronger business. Hi, Kirsty. I can't see comment. I'm on StreamYard, so I can't see everybody's comments on every platform. So it's not that I'm ignoring you. I will come back to you if you make a comment, if I don't pick you up during the live. So I can see some, but I can't see them all. So if your personality type, if your dominant personality type, which creates your identity on the online world, is leader, then that's what people will look and see in you, in your business. It's how you will naturally behave. And if you try and be anything other than that, it will have a misalignment with what people see. And this can be really off-putting in business. It can be off-putting if you are showing up and trying to be something that you are not. If you're trying to force it, it becomes visible, maybe not immediately, but it becomes visible over time. In fact, some people can pick it up immediately if they're quite astute and they're quite intuitive. So showing up and trying to force something or trying to be something that does not sit naturally within your dominant personality traits can be really confusing for your potential customers and clients. That's why I created my quiz, because it makes it easier for you to understand yourself. Once you have that information, you can then start to plan and understand how to get the best out of yourself as a business owner. So let's take, for instance, let's talk about some of the personality types. So there is the hero, and this is the person who dashes in wanting to save everybody, does a lot for charity, wants to be seen as the person who can solve the problems and help people. And too much hero can have negative traits as well. And it's important that you understand the light and shadow of every single personality trait. There is the joker. This person likes to be the center of attention. They like to make people laugh. They like to have fun. They like to be what everybody is looking at and commenting on. There's the magician. This person really does bring magic to the party. They are seemingly unstoppable. They are the center of attention. When they open the door and walk in the room, everybody looks, and they've got presence. And it's a really big personality trait. You probably know some people that, as I'm describing some of these personality traits to you, you'll know people who fit these categories. There is the creative, the person who does come up with the ideas, the person who will always have some exciting way of doing something. There's everyman. Everyman is the person who fits in, who looks like a good, steady, solid character, and is a good, steady, solid character that can be trusted to get jobs done. There's the when you're trying to remember all 12 of them, really difficult. There's the wisdom, the wise person, the person who has wisdom, the one who knows things. They're educated. They have lots of book smarts that they can bring to the table and make a huge difference. When you start to be able to identify yourself within these personality traits, you can start to build a business around your real strength. It's no use you trying to be the leader and the magician and the joker if you are not those things, because you will completely and utterly confuse and baffle your audience. So the first steps to really understanding your identity is to accept that there is an identity online there that you need to step into as an entrepreneur and as a business owner and business leader. And when you step into that identity, you will feel comfort. It's like wearing a really cozy coat. You will feel comfortable when you can show up authentically, switch the live button on a live, or show up and do a podcast, or show up and do a talk in a group, or a workshop in front of people, and you are in your natural state and play into your strengths, you will make a huge impact and people will be drawn to you. That's why identity is really important in your business. It's not to be dismissed. It's one of the things that sometimes we fail to focus on because we're focusing on goals and we're focusing on business plans and we're focusing on sales. And let me tell you this, as the leader in your business, doing the right things, knowing who you are, feeling authentic, sitting authentically in your shoes as the business owner, sales are a lag indicator of everything else you do. When you can show up authentically and really understand who you are, you will automatically attract the people that you need in your business that will make a difference to it. So this is how important identity is to you. What are some of the things that you can do to start to understand more about yourself? If you've never done a personality quiz or a personality exercise before, perhaps now is the time to do it. You can find lots of them online, lots of quizzes, lots of personality tests online to find out more about what your dominant traits are. My quiz will give you that, but there are lots of others online. You could do 2 or 3 and see if you are regularly coming out with the same dominant characteristics. Now, I will say to you that my team did my quiz 2 or 3 times and consistently came out at the same thing, because you can't change your answers to the questions if that is your answer to the question, if that is the tick box that you are going to do in the personality test. If you are that, you are that, and that's it. It's a non-negotiable. It's based on your values, how you were raised, the environment you were raised in, your education, your understanding of life, your life experiences. And you would not be able to answer incorrectly to a personality test or to a personality-based quiz. So I challenge you to do the quiz and find out more about yourself, so that you can really understand how to show up in your business. All right. Honestly, the magicians and the jokers out there are absolutely great to be around, but you also need to understand the shadow side of these personality traits so that you don't offend people or turn people off in your business. Now, I did say earlier that I was having an identity crisis this morning. I said that I was going to be talking about discipline tonight. I talked about discipline in my group this morning and why it's important in business, because it really is. So as well as identity, discipline is a real big factor in how you can become more in control in your business. And for creatives, this is really important. Identity and discipline are really important for creatives because we are easily distracted with shiny object syndrome. We are completely distracted by imposter syndrome and comparisonitis. So if you'd like to see that live, there's a link to my group in the comments, which are either above or to the side of this live. You feel free to come and join us in Creative Genius Corner, where you can catch up on that live, where I'm talking about the importance of discipline and how to ease yourself into it as a creative in your business. In the meantime, make sure that you take the quiz that's in the link on my personal profile page on Facebook. I'll post it in the comments of this live on all platforms, the link to the quiz, so that you can take the quiz and find out what your key personality traits are, what your dominant personality traits are. Then you can take the appropriate action to really focus in on building your strengths, on playing to your strengths, understanding your shadow side, and showing up authentically, really authentically as you. So it's a short live tonight because I'm going off to do a masterclass in my creative mastermind. So I didn't want to go on for half an hour tonight, which is why I wanted to talk about identity and why I've got the quiz to support. So please do take the quiz. That will help you to understand more. And I am going to shoot off and get ready to go and do a really, really special masterclass in the Creative Mastermind with the wonderful Jem Mansfield. So I'll see you all again this time next week. So Tuesday night, 7 o'clock, with a completely new subject. I look forward to seeing you here. Have a wonderful week and see you then. Bye for now.